Hi, I'm back. Okay, so this video I'm gonna talk about the very first steps of my journey. Um, Very first steps, as in like 6 years ago. Like this process has been long. Okay, but I'm here now. That's all that matters. So, um, so yeah. Well, I graduated in 2010. Go class of 2010. I hope that y'all are doing y'all stuff and getting it done. Okay, it's been 6 years. 6 years since we graduated. It's like that is 4 years away from our 10-year high school reunion. Like, what the heck? That is just crazy. So, I mean, time has gone by so fast though, like so fast. And I graduated in 2010. And then, the summertime is coming. I'm enjoying my summer. I'm doing, what teenagers do. And, summer is starting to come to an end. And my mom and my dad are like, so what are you going to do? Like, what are your plans? And I'm like, I want to go to college, duh. And growing up, I always knew I wanted to go to college. I always wanted to go to college. I just never really knew college was and what all the work that it would take to get into it and all that good stuff. Well, ever since I was little, I always knew I wanted to be a nurse. Like, literally, I never ever thought of being anything else or doing anything else. My mom's a nurse. I have a lot of nurses in my family. Love you guys. Proud of y'all. We're awesome. Y'all are awesome. And yeah, so I've just always never thought of being anything other than a nurse. So, the time come, my parents were like, so what are you going to do? And I told them that I wanted to go to college. So my mom's like, okay, well, you got to apply. You have to do all this stuff. And I'm just like, ugh, like, come on. Like in high school, I remember them all I remember is picking the classes, picking your electives, and then the rest is done for you. They pick your classes, they pick your schedule. Like, why can't college be like that? No, it is nothing like that. It's not. And it's a lot more work. So the first thing you have to do is apply to college. So the first thing I did was apply, and then you have to wait a day or two, and then you get your acceptance, and then you can start applying for your classes or whatever. So I did all that, and then it was time to apply for my classes. So I had to figure it out. It wasn't easy, and I don't like application processes in general, okay? I'm pretty sure y'all can agree. And so it comes time to apply for my classes. Well, they have this thing where you can look at your prereqs and look at the classes, like for what you want to do. They have the list of classes that you're supposed to take. Well, of course, so it's my first semester in college, so I'm like, okay, well, I applied for all the easy classes. Hello. So if you want to get good teachers and have your schedule accordingly, like if you're taking more than one or two classes and you want to have them in the same days or whatever, all the good scheduling and all the good teachers, they go first. Okay, so you need to get in there as soon as registration opens. Like, yeah. So my first semester wasn't that bad, it was like minimal effort classes, so I made it through with, I made good grades my first semester. So, I was like, oh, this is college? It's not that bad. So then my second semester, it comes time to take my second semester. And I have to apply for my first real classes because, come on, I'm going to school for nursing. There's only so many, easy classes that I can take. So I used them all up in my first semester. So then my second semester comes time, I have to take, more real classes that require more effort. Like I took Anatomy and Physiology 1. That was my main class that required like a lot of effort. And then there was this other class, I think it was like, not child development, but like, it was something of that nature. I don't exactly remember. It was so long ago. But I remember ending up having to drop that class because it wasn't even a hard class. but I didn't put any type of effort into it. I didn't try. I didn't, do what I was supposed to do. I didn't take it seriously. So, it came to a point where I was like, okay, I can either just fail this class. I had to go talk to the teacher and ask her about it, but I was like, I can either fail this class. I'm either going to fail this class and drop my GPA, or I'm just going to drop the class and just drop the class. So I ended up talking to the teacher, and she was like, basically told me like, you're better off just dropping the class. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I just dropped the class. So that was my first class that I dropped. And then anatomy and physiology, that class, I just didn't take it seriously. Also, I didn't really care, I guess. I didn't care enough. I didn't try enough. I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't even push myself. I didn't, like, just everything. Everything I didn't do. Everything you're not supposed to do is what I did. So, I would leave class. I would just go hang out with my friends. Like, it was just whatever. So I ended up making that class, and I didn't fail, and I didn't do horrible. I didn't bomb horribly, but I did not do good. I did not do good. And so it comes time around, I dropped one class. I didn't do good in my other class, and I really don't remember about my other classes I took at the time. And then, so my parents are like, no. And they're like, you are going to, we're not wasting our money on this if you're not going to take it seriously. We're not going to be paying for your college, and you're over here, like my dad says, you're not going to piss away all of our money. Like, yeah. So they're like, they gave me an option. They were like, you can pay, if you still want to go to school, you can pay for your college, you can make good grades, and you can, take it seriously. And if you do good, then we will give you back some of your money. And I was just like, the idea just didn't sound appealing to me, straight up. It was just like, I was just like, no thanks. So of course after that, all I'm doing is working. All I do is work, and not great jobs. For a while, for the longest, I was a server at like different places. So I was just being a server. At that time, I was a server, and I was just enjoying life. I was going out. I was hanging out with friends. I was partying. I was doing, whatever I wanted. Just living carefree, living in the moment, not taking, like, just doing whatever. So then eventually it comes to the point where I'm not living with my parents anymore. And then, so I'm not living with my parents anymore. I wasn't following the rules. It was just a hot mess. So I ended up staying with a friend that I worked with, and they let me stay with them. They had, because even before I had stopped living with my parents, I was telling them that things weren't going good, and they just offered. They were like, well, if you need a place to stay, you can stay with me, because I know what it's like to not have somewhere to go, and da-da-da. So, when the time came and I had to leave my parents' house, I was like, I went there. So I was there, and all I was doing was working and stuff, and just, doing whatever I wanted. And, when I moved out, it's like, it wasn't like it was when I was living with my parents. Like, I wasn't going out as much. I wasn't, like, partying a whole lot. Like, I was doing a lot more of that when I lived with my parents. I don't really know what made that change. But anyways, so maybe because I had to work a lot. Maybe because I was working so much. I don't know. So I move out, and then eventually, me and Nick, we get our own place. Me and Nick are a whole nother story, okay? We have a whole process that we went through too. So, but we're good now. We're great. I love him very much. Okay. So, eventually we have our own place, and we're living on our own. We're working and stuff. And then I got pregnant. Dun, dun, dun. So then I got pregnant. And at that time that I got pregnant, I didn't have a job. I didn't have, because I had lost my job right before that, I think. And then at that point in my life, I just was going from job to job. I was unhappy with all my jobs. I could not keep one, because I didn't care enough to keep one, because I wasn't enjoying any of them. Like, I just didn't feel like, it's like some of them I would enjoy them at first, but then eventually I would just be like, I hate this place. Like, get me out of here. And so I would just, excuse me. This cup is not clean. Oh my god. So I got pregnant. Still didn't have a plan. Still didn't know what I was gonna do. So, it comes time, and me and Nick, we move out of our apartment and we start living with his aunt. And so, I'm not working, I'm pregnant, I'm huge, and I just didn't care to work. I didn't really want to work. I didn't even try to work. So we lived with his aunt for a few months, and then it comes time where it's like closer to the end of my pregnancy, and then I moved back in with my parents. They let me move back in. I've moved in and out of my parents so many times. Like, I'm the oldest, and like I have ruined it for everybody. And they say it all the time. They're like, we're not ever doing this again. Okay, but I love my parents very much. They have helped me so much. They are very supportive, and they are awesome. I love them so much. Anyways, so I moved back into my parents' house, and me and Nick moved into my parents' house, and it comes time to have Arabelle. And then I have Arabelle, my wonderful little bundle of joy. She's awesome. She is amazing. She is hilarious. So I have my little baby, and then we're living here, and I did get a job before I had her. When I moved back into my parents' house, I got a job, and then I was working there for a few months, and and then I had Arabelle, so I had to quit or whatever. So I stopped working, and then I had Arabelle, and then I was taking care of Arabelle. And then I was, my mom would just, me living here and stuff, and being a mom and all that stuff. And my mom would just be like, so what are you going to do? She always does that. So what are you going to do, Neen? Have you thought about college? Have you thought about your future? Like, my mom she's always says that. I can hear it in my head. So what are you going to do, Neen? Like, that's what my family calls me. So... So I just after I had Arabelle, I did take one more class. I took microbiology, another hard class, and even in that class, I did try a little bit. I didn't do that great. I didn't do that bad, but I passed the class. But like I said, it wasn't that great, and it was hard for me. And I did try, but I still didn't put my complete effort into it. Like, I was just like, I just tried to take it seriously, and I did pass, but I didn't do as good as I know that I can do now. Like, I didn't do as good as I know that I can do. So I took that one class, and then I think we moved back out, and then we were living on our own again, and all I was doing was working. I still wasn't happy with all the jobs that I've had. I have not ever been happy with. Like, I haven't. So they've all been BS jobs. I never got really good pay. I never really yeah. So I moved out. We were living on our own with Arabelle, and everything was pretty good. And and so then it comes time, and me and Nick go through a rough patch, and I move back in with my parents with Arabelle. And so still during the whole time, my mom's like, what are you gonna do? Do you have any plans? Have you started thinking about school and da-da-da? And I'm just like, no, Mom, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay. So eventually I move back into my parents' house, and it comes time. No, wait, I'm sorry. I move out, and I move out with Nick. I move out from me and Nick's place, and I move into a place with my friend. She had an apartment, and she had an open room, and I was like, I'll pay you rent, da-da-da. So I started living with her. And then, so while I was living there, that's whenever my mom brought the LVN nursing school information to me. She brought it upon me, and she was just like, you need to apply, you should apply, like, you don't need any prereq, you have all the classes that you need for it. And by the way, excuse me, I just want to put it out there, LVN, the San Jac LVN nursing school is awesome, and it's really not that the process is hard, like as far as paperwork and all this stuff you have to go through, but as far as like what the requirements school-wise and all the classes that you have to take to get into the program, it's really not that many. And like, I totally suggest it if you are you know, if you want to do something like that. So yeah, and the people are awesome. They're awesome, and the man that's in charge of the applications and stuff, his name is David, and he is great. He's great. He really helped me so much. And Katie too. Katie's not there anymore, but she was awesome. She was his assistant. She moved on to other things, but I still talk to her often, and you know, they really, really helped me. So yeah, so I applied, and then I applied to nursing school, and then they have an entrance exam. It's called a HESI, and it's a test that you have to take to get into the program, and you have to make a certain grade or whatever. So I turn it, like, my mom brings the LVN school attention to me, and then finally, like, you know, after time, because I was horrible with, like, procrastination was my middle name. Like, seriously, it was just it was horrible. So I, you know, finally get around to turning my application. I go to David's office. I give him all of my stuff, and you know, he said it looks like I have everything. My mom helped me make sure I had all my shots and all this other stuff, and you know, I had help. And so then I finally kind of get my foot in the door. So I kind of get my foot in the door, and then David's like, all right, well, you have to take your HESI. He's like, you know, the last HESI is tomorrow. You have to take it. He's like, you have to register for it right after this, right now. He's like, because after that, there's no more HESI tests, and you're not going to be able to take one. And, you know, I had to take it in order to start the program. So I was just like, ah, like freaking out. Like, I was just like, I wanted to cry. So I went home, and I had, you know, I went home, I applied for it, I paid for it, all this other stuff. And then, oh yeah, by the way, after I had an air bowl, I was qualified for financial aid, so I didn't have to pay for my classes. So it was just like, it's just like free education. Like, come on, guys, especially if you have kids, you are gonna get financial aid, and you need to take advantage of that. That is free education, okay? Like, take advantage. I'm serious. So at this point, I'm on financial aid. So then it comes time to take my test, and I was so freaking out. I tried to study. I went to the library. I found a HESI book, and whatever kind of book I could find, and I, you know, just stayed up all night trying to study, and I still, you know, I did whatever I could. So the next day comes, and I took my test, and then I took my test, and I ended up making like a B. And it's like 4 or 5 different categories, and all overall averaged out all the different sections that I had to take, I made a B. So I was just like, wow, that's cool. Like, I totally wasn't ready for this. Like, so then I got in, so it was cool. And then after that, you still have to keep up with it, because there's a lot of paperwork that goes into this. Like, you know, you're going to get emails. You got to check your email. You got to stay on top of it. You got to make sure, you know, you're getting, turning in all the stuff that they need, that you're filling out all the stuff that you need. Hi, Mama. What's up, baby? Oh, what's up? So all that paperwork, all that good stuff, you have to stay on it. You have to be checking your emails. You have to stay on it, because there's requirements, there's due dates, there's this, there's that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that comes into play, and they don't play games. You got to do it. So long story short, because I don't want to make this video too long, you know, I got my foot halfway in the door. I passed my HESI, and then when it came to my paperwork and all the stuff I had to turn in, well, I missed the due date for something, and then I was like, I realized it when it was too late, and then I called them. They're like, I'm sorry, but it's too late. Like, you missed the deadline. Like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do for you. So that was the first time I applied to nursing school, guys. Okay, I did it more than once. Okay, so like I said, it took me a while to get here. So yeah, so I lost my opportunity just by procrastinating, not caring enough, not taking it seriously, being too carefree, and, you know, it sucked. So I lost that opportunity, and then so now I'm just going to end this video because I don't want it to be too long, and you know, there's a lot I have to talk about, and I need to stop myself, and you know, I want to section it out in different videos and stuff. I don't want it to be one like an hour long, so I'm pretty sure this is probably gonna be kind of long, but thank you for watching. I'm really happy to share this with y'all. It was, you know, it's been cool, and I've been, you know, enjoying everybody's feedback, and like always, I would love to see more feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say, and like everything, just everything. I'm really happy and stuff. So yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy this, and I will be posting a new video next week. I'm gonna try and do it to where I have like, you know, once a week or something, like maybe a certain day of the week. I don't know, because my schedule is kind of different right now, but I had free time today, so I wanted to make this for y'all. So I hope that y'all enjoy it once again for the 100th time. And yeah, so share it, and you know, I'm starting to upload them to YouTube too, so my past two videos are up there, but I've been uploading them to Facebook first, just because I have all my immediate friends on there and family, the people that I initially started to share this with. But so then I upload it to YouTube whenever I have time, whenever I can upload to the computer and all that stuff, because I'm just taking these videos on my phone, and then I'm just putting them together and uploading them onto Facebook. So yeah, so thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Oh yeah, one more thing. So on YouTube, all you have to do is type in Avelina Marie, Avelina Marie, and then my videos will come up. Okay? Okay, thank you.